Auto insurance can all seem the same until it comes time to use it. So don't get stuck paying more for less coverage. Switch to USAA Auto Insurance and you could start saving money in no time. Get a quote today. Restrictions apply.
USAA.
Hilton brings you new ways to stay. With experiences that let you capture the glory days. Introducing the Graduate Hotels. Each inspired by local college towns, these stays are always original and never boring. Get in touch with traditions all across the country and enjoy a stay that's a class above the rest. Book at Graduate Hotels with Hilton Honors Points at Hilton.com. It's a win-win. Hilton, for the stay.
Halliday presents, in the red corner, the undisputed, undefeated Weed Whacker Guy. Champion of hurling grass and pollen everywhere. And in the blue corner, the challenger, extra strength Halliday. Eye drops that work all day to prevent the release of histamines that cause itchy allergy eyes. And the winner by knockout is Halliday. Halliday, bring it on.
From the Fifth Quarter Studio in Madison, Wisconsin, you're listening to the Basketball Leadership Podcast. Here are your hosts, Steve Collins and Greg Berg.
Hey, Coach. Welcome to the Basketball Leadership Podcast. I'm so excited you decided to join. Before we jump in, real quick, go over and check out Coach Berg's website, gberg.gumroad.com. It is awesome. You will not be disappointed. It's a little bit of everything. There's free resources over there with a preseason checklist, the offseason playbook, all sorts of great things. Go over and check it out. All half of it's free. I should yell at him for all the free stuff he's giving away, but it's great. His team leader OS is awesome. So go over and check that out. Also, when you're there and you're thinking about it, go over and check out teachhoops.com for coaches who want to get better. You take that leadership, you take all the stuff that I have built over the last 30 years to build a nationally ranked team, to be nationally ranked, to win 3 state championships. Everything I have learned over the last 30 years is in teachhoops.com. Go over and check it out. I don't think you'll be disappointed. 14-day free trial. And let's head off to the podcast. Bye. All right, welcome to the Basketball Leadership Podcast. This is an interesting topic, Coach. Dealing with trauma. I think both of us are veteran coaches. I bet we could both write a book on this. Both from a parent, both from a community, both from a player.
Oh, yes. Gosh. Yeah, you bring up the parent piece too. I mean, as a school administrator, you know, I get to see and hear some of the stuff that's happened in other sports with parents and as a coach with our own team. You know, we haven't had tons of drama over the years, but there's always little things. And I think it's really important for us as coaches to, like we've talked about a lot, address them head on, put out the little fires, talk to your team leaders about that. But yeah, I've seen drama from a lot of different perspectives. And I'm personally, I hate drama and I will address it head on. I think that's the way you have to do it. I've seen it in girls sports. We've had kids that have played, you know, you have your own kids that have played as well, but yeah, what are your thoughts on that?
So I think this is some of the stuff we've talked about before. So I think part of drama is there's a personality aspect to it, but I think a lot of it can be you first of all attacking it right away. But yep. the second thing is over communicating. Like, I know next week we're going to be talking about rules, but like I over communicate in my parent meeting. I over communicate on what we're doing. I over communicate on rules. Like, so, you know, we have basically role meetings of a third of the way through the season, past halfway through the season, at the end of the season, come tournament time. I am literally going over and something I started doing back in maybe 05, 06, when we started getting really good, is I go through roles with each player, and then I also hand them out to the entire team. So you know what my role is, and I know what your role is. They're not these pockets of conversations, because then we're not hiding. But I think all of those things can get rid of a lot of drama.
Totally agree.
Because drama happens when there's, like you said, it's like negativity. It
Yep.
fills voids
Yep.
of this thing. And if you can fill the void, and then I think less drama and less negativity happens when you have a closer group. Like I was telling you that over winter break, we tend to try to go somewhere, do something as far as a trip or thing, because they have to stay in a hotel room with a non-friend, because we don't let them. We ask them who they want to room with, and then we don't let them room with them.
Yeah. And then
because I want them with someone else. And it's like, and then they're on the bus together and they're doing this and they're eating together. It's like all those things.
Yep.
It's hard to have the drama when you have to look at that person every day and spend time with them and all that stuff. So all of those team bonding, all of the communication, all of the confronting it, all of those factors, it's both confounding and lurking variables. Lurking variables are ones we know are happening, but drama happens sometimes because of confounding variables. I'm using stats terms, but those are variables we don't know. They're out there, but they're causing the drama. Like the parents or grandma or a college coach. Well, you can help them put those fires out if you've circled the wagons, per se.
I
help.
Totally agree. And I think, we talked about the last podcast, you mentioned it. Whenever there's a void in communication, negativity fills it. And that negativity often can be drama. And so I'm 100% with you. And I'm the same way. Like I over communicate maybe at times with kids. I'm short and sweet, but they might hear the same message over and over again. Simplify and repeat, right? Parents, I'm going to over communicate with them. I don't want them talking about the unknown, because when they start talking about the unknown, they create their own narrative, they create their own stuff. And that's where you get drama with parents. That's where you get drama with kids. So, controlling the narrative through communication is critical as a coach. It's an important lesson for any young coach, especially.
Yes. I mean, it is. You're controlling, what is our story? I always think about every season as a story. Like there's a beginning, there's a plot, there's an end, and there's heartache at the end, there's celebration at the, whatever it is, however your season ends. But it's a book, and we have to write it. I tell the boys this: we're writing our own chapter at this point, and here's what the first chapter of the book has been, because we're a third of the way through the season. So let's talk about this. And I've told you off the air, it's like, well, let's talk about this first chapter. What's happened? Well, there's been a bunch of injuries. There's been some sickness. There's been some obstacles. There's been some highlights. We beat one of the top teams. There's been some lowlights. Like that's the first chapter. Okay. We haven't written the second the second chapter yet, and we haven't written the finale yet. So we have time to go here. So that's the concept. Thing. I love that idea of writing your own narrative. It's true.
It is. Every season, like you said, you're writing a book. It's a marathon, not a sprint. We've talked about that. The process is the prize. I mean, it's so easy for people to get hung up on the wins and the losses, and those all happen along the way, but everything's a journey and everything's a learning experience. You win or you learn. I mean, that you really have to have that approach, in those games. But yeah, that's the beauty of coaching. It's all of the stuff that happens along the way that we have to navigate that makes it fun, can make it painful, but it can also make it joyous, more joyous than almost anything you can.
And I've told you that, like last year when our flight got canceled and we took a bus all the way to Florida, they're still talking about it. Like it was a nightmare for the coaches, 24 hours on a bus down, 24 hours in the bus. But they when they're our age, they'll still be talking about it with their friends, because that was a memory. It wasn't that game they won. It was about the experience of that and that obstacle, and driving through the night and sleeping on the floor and It's like, okay, that's That's what we got to remember. It's about writing that book, writing that
and this is important to share with parents too, I think. About communicating. Like, that's what a season is, and your job as a parent is to help us create memories, help us create experiences, help us write that chapter of the book and in a positive way, and don't be a fan of the team, don't be consumed with your own child.
And it's hard. And I don't know about your preseason meeting, but I tell them, I said, I'm trying to build young men here. That's my job. I want to win basketball games. I'm as competitive as person as you'll ever meet. You can tell I've coached for a really long time, but I'm trying to build young men. And I said, I'm more than willing to talk to you, but I want to talk to them first.
Yes.
I want them to come to talk to me, because literally that will take care of it. Because they'll go home and tell mom and dad, it's good, stop. Like, me telling mom and dad it's good, stop, doesn't work as well as, Johnny going home and doing it. So, and I tell young coaches this all the time. I said 97% of the stuff can be fixed with me and the kid. 3% we gotta escalate. Okay, no problem. But it's such over 35 years, very small portion.
Very, very few.
Very few.
If you do it right.
If you do it right, because the kid's gonna take care of it for you. Because the kid's gonna take, it's not like the kid's going home and talking to their parents for 6 hours, unless they're a unique kid. Most kids don't do that.
And it all starts with the kid knowing that you care about them.
Yep.
The parents knowing that you care about the kid.
Right.
That solves most issues.
Most of it. It does. Yep. All right. Till next year. Till next week, Coach.
See you,
next
Coach.
year, maybe. Yeah. But